I need a nap after that, man. That was cool. Yeah, what's up? How are you, man?
Great. I like the fact that you wear earplugs.
Yeah, right. You know, it's very loud up here because I got the monitors and I've got, you know, when you've been doing this stuff so long, you have to know your craft and you have to, if you're good, you have to always know that you have to keep getting better. So with the earplug thing, you know, I always come prepared. I always bring everything in the kitchen sink. Like even if you don't need it, you gotta have it. So this is a drummer, by the way. He might get up and rock with me later, so that'll be fun. Any questions on that stuff? You guys are really shy, man. This is a clinic. We're supposed to. Yeah, what's up?
Whenever you play, I noticed that you would like hit a certain note and make it jump up way higher, even if it wasn't really way up on the fretboard, almost like a harmonic, but it wasn't like on the fifth fret or something.
Oh, like it's almost like a pinch harmonic, but it's really more like a you're just getting tone out of the note kind of thing. So what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are really hot pickups. I like really hot pickups. Pickups are magnets, in case you guys don't know. I mean, it's you know, the guitar really is just a piece of wood with wires on it, you know. But it's kind of cool because we've been refining this thing over, you know, hundreds of years, and with the acoustic guitar, and way before that, I mean, thousands of years, people have been playing instruments, so it's cool. And I'll talk a little bit about that, you know. My picking technique, see, I use these tiny little picks, these Jazz 3s by Dunlop. They're the best picks on the planet, I think, anyway. Everybody has their thing, but I have a big bag of them. If anybody wants to have one later, I'll give you one. Experiment with them and see what you think. But, you know, I'll show you what I like about them. They're everything that you need. They're nothing that you don't. You can barely see it, right? You can barely see it when I've got a grip. And with the pinch harmonics, you really want to dig in. Because what happens is, I'll show you. When you do a pinch harmonic, and I'll show you guys what I'm even talking about. He knows what I'm talking about. You can get earplugs if you need, bro. There's some out there. Yeah. I'm killing this little guy. Yeah, find him some earplugs. The pinch harmonic thing. Imagine the string, imagine my finger here's the string, right? It's like when I pick, the pick hits the string, but also the skin of my thumb on my pick hand hits it. And it creates that kind of, that harmonic, you know? And it's kind of cool, like the first guy I ever heard do it was the huge beard guy from ZZ Top, right? He's doing that kind of stuff. And then I heard about a guy named Zach Wilde who used to play for Ozzy Osbourne for about 20 years. And he kind of took that technique and took it to a whole other planet. And there's a lot of players that do it now. You know, Dimebag Darrell did it, and you know, I like to do it. So it's cool. Later, if you want, you can come find me or whatever. I'll give you one of these picks and I'll show you how to do it. But really, what you're gonna do is just hear that accent where you're really digging in. See, I don't even need my left hand. I can create that. They're with the pick. It's all in the pick hand. So, any other questions? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, you know, like I said, this was, it's Michael's birthday today. So I figured that's my little tribute to Michael, so I did his thing. I don't do that when I play with him. When we do concerts and stuff, I don't do that because that's his thing. But today it's his birthday, so we're doing like a little tribute to him, so it's cool. Something I do, yeah, a technique that you're referring to that people really dig was, I had a song called Stand Still and Scream where I did this kind of thing. I'll show you. We're doing a song by Van Halen later called Hot for Teacher, and he does some of that stuff later on in the thing. He's doing that, so I kind of took it from Eddie. I had my core players that I really, really loved, you know, growing up. And I still, you know, the guys I liked when I was 13, they were still my favorite players. But what's cool is you got to keep learning different things, you know, take from different people. That's something that somebody really smart told me once. Jeff Waters from Annihilator great Canadian heavy metal band. I'm friends with him now, but I read an interview when I was a kid, and he's like, dude, don't learn from two guys, because you'll sound like those two guys. You know, if you learn from Yngwie and Dimebag Darrell, you'll sound exactly like them all the time. Learn from 2,000 people. So I took that to heart, you know, like learn all kinds of, you know, like I said, I was in Kentucky when I grew up. I'm in the middle of nowhere, you know? And so when I found out about things like Guitar World magazine and stuff like that, that I now write for, I would get that thing, read it from front to back. I didn't care what it was. If it was blues, if it was flamenco, jazz, I would learn it because I knew it would make me better. So I think that's something that a lot of guys today don't do. They figure, here's my little thing that I like, and I'm going to stay just in that. And I don't think you're going to get very good doing that. You know, you need to, even if you don't like it, you need to have an opinion on it, I think. You know, you need to find out what you're into. So, any more? What's up, Joe? We got a good crowd today, I like it.
Dave, it looked like you were using, what is it, the economy picking technique there that Michelangelo uses during the arpeggios to, you know, when it's all one stroke. That is so cool. I think that's awesome for speed. And
I'm going to turn down so I'm not blasting you guys. But yeah, that one section, you know, I think he actually alternate picks that. And it's so fast that I just do like a sweeping thing there. You know, that's a really cool passage. You know, he studied music in college. You know, I went to Berkeley, and I was lucky to go to Berkeley, man. You know, and a lot of guys that go to Berkeley don't graduate. So I was really lucky that I stuck it out. And they didn't give me a full ride. I didn't get a full ride scholarship, but I got a decent amount of money to go there. And it was really cool for me to in the beginning, I didn't want to play jazz. I didn't want to do all that stuff, but it really, really made me a better player. So I'm glad I got to study guys like Paganini and, you know, different, you know, jazz guys and stuff. But this is a Paganini exercise that he took and kind of did as an homage to him. So stuff down, it's complicated, but it's not really. You know, it's like it's simple. It's A minor, it's an A minor triad, into a B diminished triad, and then you've got these little scale runs and stuff, you know. But the economy picking thing that you're referring to, yeah, I kind of just do like a little quick swing thing. And I never was an amazing economy picker. I'm still not. I was always a good alternate picker. I kind of know what my limitations are. I think you kind of have to, you know, like. You know, it's like if you want to be a basketball player, but you're 5'5", it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So, like, I've studied and I've played with some of the best economy pickers on the planet. You know, guys like Joe Stump is a crazy economy picker, or jazz guys like Frank Gambale. You know, but so I kind of just take bits and pieces from all the different people I like, and I put my own spin on it, and I create new and interesting things that are cool for me. They may not work for everybody, but they work for me. You know. So, yeah, thank you for that question. Cool. Any more? Let's see if everybody's here. Let's see. We had Frankie, Hunter, and Mike. Are you around? Michael Moran is here.
Yeah.
Cool. And where is Dave Thibodeau?
Right here.
Oh, cool, man. Let's do the blues jam. That'll be cool. So I'm going to bring up some guys. We've got a blues backing track. It's in, you know, A minor. We're just going to rock out, and it'll be kind of cool to see everybody's different playing style, and it'll just be a fun thing to include some guys. This is one of my best friends, Dave Thibodeau, great dude, amazing songwriter. He's got some albums on iTunes and stuff, check him out. And then I've got two of my guitar students from the Real School in the Burlington location. This is Frankie Irizarry, Hunter Boudreau, so welcome them. And then this is a really good one, Mike. So maybe we can take a few questions while they're just like setting up or stuff or whatever, because they got to plug into the amps and all that good stuff. So, any more?
This one here, Dave?
Sure, yeah, take that one. What's up, bro?
Do you use like a hybrid picking technique?
Yeah, you know, like I like some of that stuff. That's another one of those things where I never had players that I was like, oh my God, like I gotta learn that hybrid picking thing. You know, One guy that does it that I kind of use sometimes is the, Hot for T-shirt Van Halen. He's doing the picking, but he's also got the fingers, and I like some of that chicken picking stuff. I'll do like just palm the pick, and just do that stuff. I love that. There's so many great players, man. I was lucky, not everybody comes from a musical home. It's shocking. Music is not a big part of a lot of people's lives. And now, with the schools, all the funding gets cut, there's no music programs and stuff, so that really sucks. But I was lucky because my mom was really into like classic rock bands like the Eagles and, Aerosmith and the Beatles and all these great bands. And then I kind of got the country stuff from my dad, so like you learn a lot of melody from country. And some people hate country and they rag on it. I like the old stuff, man, from the 70s. Like, you cannot beat those storytellers, dude. Like, they tell stories in their songs. They're like little movies. 3.5 minutes. They pack like a movie in there. It's like amazing. So I try to do that with metal. Because, death metal and all that stuff, I like it. I think it's cool. But I gotta have lyrics. I can't listen to, it's just not my thing. But I like the great singers, man. Ronnie James Dio, Rob Halford, Ozzy, the guys from Rainbow, all that kind of stuff. So, my bass player has shown up. What's up? You got a question?
Yeah.
What's up?
What songs or exercises would you recommend to help open up your hands more?
To open up your hands more. Have you been here for the whole clinic?
Yeah.
Okay. Those DVDs I talked about, Speed Kills, Speed Lives, all that stuff, buy those. $20, it'll change your playing, totally. He takes very, very complicated ideas and breaks them into really simple things. Like, I'll show you an example. Like a tiny simple thing like that, right? You can practice it ridiculously slow until you get at it. Until you get good. It's alternate picking. So it's just, you got the alternate stuff, you've got sweep picking on that DVD, you've got all kinds of stuff. My biggest advice to you is just practice. No matter what it is, dude, just practice. I get lazy sometimes because I'll be working at the school and I'll teach for 8 hours and I'll go home and I'll be like, dude, I just want to watch a movie and fall asleep, But what I've done to help my playing, I have an old bass, like a Fender, and I'll just leave it there and I'll just, like when I'm watching TV or whatever, just rock out because playing a bass makes my hands so strong, I learned that from Richie Blackmore. Richie Blackmore from Deep Purple, Rainbow, he would play cello. He played a cello, dude, and then when he jumped on a guitar, it was like nothing. He's like, killing it. And George Lynch, who's a friend of mine from Doc and Lynch Mom, he plays an acoustic guitar tuned up a half step to F, and that, so he'll play for like an hour on an acoustic, and then when he gets on an electric, tuned to E flat, it's like playing like nothing, like baby stuff. So I would dive into just tons of different stuff, and I still do these, man. I'll still do these little dopey little, where I work at every finger, You don't have to go that fast with them. It works everything. Like I'll start on the low part, go all the way down the neck, come all the way back, maybe do that a couple times. 10, 20 minutes. If I'm doing a show or a recording session, I practice 2 hours. I warm up for 2 hours, like minimum, But I mean, if I'm somewhere where I can only get 5 minutes in or something, this kind of stuff helps. Who are your favorite players? That might help me kind of gauge how to answer that.
Like Jimmy Page, Slash.
Okay. Well, dude, I'll tell you, Slash plays all the time. Like that dude, like people that know him, like he never puts the guitar down. And I saw him in concert recently, and I always loved Guns N' Roses, but I had no idea how good that dude really is. Like, I mean, when he improvises and stuff, like he did a 10, 15-minute solo, and I don't think he repeated himself once. He was like doing all these cool licks, and just, it was amazing. So, Yeah, see me later, and if I didn't answer that as good as I could have, let me know. But I think that that's something that could be beneficial to you. Get some of those, the classic DVDs, Speed Kills, Rock Discipline by John Petrucci, that's another good one. You know, all the classics. So, cool. You ready, guys? Yeah. Oh, this is a track, so yeah, we don't need a drummer. But are you guys gonna get up or what? No, don't want to. I thought you were setting up. Yeah, so get ready. Plug into that fender back there. Turn it on. If you want to, yeah. Maybe he'll go, and then you guys can trade amps. I'll cue everybody. Everybody will have their own section. He'll play, and then you guys will trade out while someone else is going, and then we'll make it work. Cool? Yeah, get over there, and yeah, we'll make it work. Any more questions while they're warming up, while they're getting everything settled?
You can help me, because I need to know how much that orients together.
Yeah. How are you, man?
We're going to be doing stuff, probably just
What's that?
it's like improvising on
Well, they're going to be improvising to some tracks. Like, yeah, we have a blues track we're going to do here in a sec. I don't know if we have. You know what? Let's do something else later, me and you. We'll rock some Iron Maiden or something. Cool. Any more questions? All right, cool. You guys ready? different people together to play. Everybody brings something cool to the table, you know, that's what I like. That's what I love about playing with guys like Frankie or guys like Dave or Hunter, you know, or Mike. Is we all just come from such different things, you know. Dave likes so much stuff, and he's like an encyclopedia on music. The same way that I'm an encyclopedia of music about what I like. You know, this dude knows everything about Aerosmith and Zeppelin, and he's just a really cool dude. And then Frankie likes Buckethead. You know, I never got the whole Buckethead thing. And then he brings me some cool songs. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. I know why guys like this dude. So it's cool. So it's fun. That's what I've loved about doing this for almost 20 years now, man, is I'm always, I hate talking to people that, I've talked to people that are like, dude, I don't listen to anything past 1973. It's all, after that, it's garbage. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? You know, there's so much great music out there, and you might have to dig for it, but it's, you know, it's fun. So, any more questions?
I have one.
Sure.
All right. So
Thibodeau.
we all know about the esoteric and then this guitar that you know, endorsed by you play. Are there any other guitars that you play that, you know, like a Gibson or like a Tele or that you particularly like, or why? Or why? What's the difference, you know?
Cool, that's a great question. I guess that would be a good opportunity to talk a little bit about endorsement deals and that sort of thing if you guys are interested in that. You know, I know some of you guys I know are professional musicians and do this stuff for a living, you know, or aspire to do more. And you know, these companies that I'm doing this clinic for to promote their products, you know, Eminence speakers, we've got a really cool speaker to give away later. We have a Legator guitar. Legator is a really great company out of California, and they've given us a really cool guitar to give away. It didn't come on time, but whoever wins it, we're going to ship it to them. And what I like about these guitars is they stay in tune so great. They sound great, they're built great. You know, you need good tools as a player. Just like a carpenter building a house, you know, you gotta have a good hammer, you gotta have all that stuff. And these just work for me. And I used to be with a company called Esoteric, which he's talking about. They did 3 signature models on me, where they built them, designed them to my specs and all that kind of stuff. And then any that were sold, you know, I got a piece of. And basically, it was just time to move on from that company. I'm still friends with those guys. It was just time to move on, and you know, without getting into the behind-the-scenes kind of stuff, you know, there were some things that could have been better and that sort of thing. And with Legator, as soon as I played these guitars, I just knew that they were just great. I loved them, and they basically made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. So we're working on a couple new models. We're going to do a 7-string V, like a really cool V guitar, and then we're going to do like one like this to my specs, you know, whammy bar, all that kind of stuff. And I'm with Seymour Duncan pickups, best pickups on the planet. If ever in my career I'm not playing Seymour Duncan, one of 2 things happened. That somebody else either paid me a whole ton of money, or somebody there made me mad, and I was like, I left, you know. But like I said, I'll play Seymour Duncan my whole career unless one of those 2 things happens. They're just the best, period. And I know Seymour personally, like the dude, Seymour Duncan. This guy built pickups for Jimi Hendrix. You know, this guy was like, he's the coolest. So you really need to know equipment to be a great guitar player, you know? Even at a student level, you need to be able to walk into a room and dial in a good tone. You know, you need to have a guitar that will stay in tune. You need to be able to set your amps. And so, you know, try a lot of different gear and see what works for you. But this is what works for me. I like PV amps. There's also this thing called the Fractal Axe Effects, which is basically a computer system where you can get any tone imaginable ever. It's like amazing. They're about $2,000, I think. Totally worth the money. It comes with about $200,000 worth of amps loaded in it. D'Addario guitar strings, Dunlop picks, you know, it's just what I like. And to answer Dave's question, to get back to that, I have a lot of guitars. I've got Ovation acoustics, I think they're amazing. I've got Gibson, I used to be with Gibson. I used to endorse their products, and I actually I can walk into any Gibson showroom in the world and say, give me that, and that, they'll give it to me. You know, I have to send it back to them, but I can keep anything for like 2 months, use it on some recordings, whatever, and then just drop it back in the mail to them. So they've been very cool to me. And the Gibson showroom in New York City, I used to go in there when I was doing a Guitar World magazine shoot, and I would just be like, dude, give me that. And so I had these really cool Les Pauls and all kinds of stuff. But my Gibson that I own is a Gibson Flying V that a really good friend of mine bought. Has real sentimental value. I've had it longer than most of you guys have been alive. So I wouldn't sell that thing for the world. So I hope that answers that. So I've got Ovations, I've got Gibsons, I've still got some of my esoteric signature models that are, that's kind of sentimental to me because those were my first signature models. So I'll always have those, hang them on the wall, whatever. And then I've got old, like, crazy acoustics from the 60s. I got Fender basses. I got a Fender Music Master bass that I love. It's like a 73 or a 76 or something. But, all kinds of stuff. And if money was no object, dude, I'd have just like a whole room of nothing. Just like insane, crazy stuff. Any more questions? Yeah, what's up?
This is just a question about that gym. I know we're not that great at guitars.
No, you played great.
That was my question.
You're good.
I did say it from the school. I just needed a professional guitarist speaking how I play.
I think you played really great, and especially for how long you've been playing. And so for a song like that, that's in A minor. So automatically you've got the A minor blues scale. So that's pentatonic. That's the pentatonic scale. Who knows what pentatonic even means?
Only 5 notes.
Yeah. So the minor scale, A minor, F, G, right? That's 7 notes. So that's the A minor scale. And what they did for pentatonic was penta means 5, tonic, tones. So it's a 5-note scale. So they just cut some out. They did A, C, D, E, G, right? Some of the best music out there, some of the greatest players, it's pentatonic scales all they use. Ted Nugent, I love. The dude plays like pentatonic all day long. He does pentatonic with a lot of, passing tones. He does notes that aren't necessarily belong in the scale, but he does them in a way that it's kind of cool and keeps the song moving. And, Angus Young's another one from AC/DC. There's so many clean, articulate, amazing guitar players. John Petrucci from Dream Theater. You got all these guys that are brilliant. But I mean, like, who doesn't love AC/DC, dude? Who doesn't love when they just, everybody can rock out to that. And I love Kiss. I get a lot of crap for it, because people are like, oh, dude, Kiss, they suck, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I love it. Their songs are brilliant. And, the proof's in the pudding, as they say. You can go to Africa where they don't even speak English and they know who Kiss is. You show them a picture of Kiss, they're like, oh, Kiss. That's how big they are. And they're getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year, which is really cool. And they're a very underrated band. So, I mean, if you're looking for great songwriting, go back and listen to some of those records. And I love that they never were complacent. They never were like, okay, this works, let's just keep doing that all the time. They made disco songs, they made, grunge, kind of heavy songs, they did everything. And in the 80s, they were very heavy when they took the makeup off and stuff. So, yeah, they're my favorite band. Megadeth is probably tied for that, because I just love the sheer attitude of Megadeth and, like, the amazing playing. They're, like, really great guitar players, great songs, and they're really good dudes. I've met pretty much everybody that's ever been in that band. They're all great people, and always impress, always inspire me. So, any more? What's up?
Hey man, obviously you're pretty established, but so where do you feel like you want to go from here, like learning, like trying to get better wise? Like, what are you focusing on?
Trying to get better wise. That's a great question. I have DVDs. I subscribe to every guitar magazine on the planet. I write for some of them, and I'm always, I teach so much now. I'm so busy, and I'm building my career and doing outside things. But I try to work on stuff as much as I can. I try to work on, I'll pull a classical piece out and work on that a little bit. But really, at the end of the day, I kind of have to. You have to pick your battles a little bit. I kind of have to. you know, I could learn classical music till the cows come home and then not be able to make a living. Does that make sense? You know, like, so you kind of have to pick your battles. Having said that, I love jazz. I think jazz is great. I'm always trying to get better at that. I'm trying to get better at, and then there's metal guys that I really look up to that I'm always trying to learn more about. And I think for me, man, the most important thing is just to be able to do it for a career. I think you have to work on your career, you know, so I've said it in interviews before and I'll say it again. There are 14-year-old kids in Alabama that can smoke me, destroy me. But I don't care because, you know, it's like, you know, like nobody will know who they are unless they have that X factor of being able to make a career out of it. Does that make sense?
That's right.
And also at the end of the day, I mean, nobody cares how fast you can play. Nobody cares about any of that stuff. You know, I was never one of those. I never said I'm going to be the greatest guitar player who ever lived because there's no such thing. Because I might think Dave Mustaine is, and you might think Jimmy Page is. You know, and neither one of us are wrong. We're both right because to you that might be your favorite. You know? So I just wanted to be the best me that I could be. You know what I mean? I wanted to bring what I could bring to it and all that. So, and for me, it's kind of funny, dude. Like, I'll laugh sometimes. I'll be like, you know, I was that 13-year-old kid who was like, oh my God, it'd be so cool, man, to hang out with those guys, blah, blah, blah. And now people call me up. Sometimes I'll just laugh. I'll be like, dude, I had a 3-hour phone call conversation with Michael Romeo from Symphony X. And I'll just be like, I have to pinch myself. Or like Michelangelo is one of my best friends. You know, it's kind of funny really when you think about it, but you know, I've gotten to live my dreams. So there's something to be said for that. So, but I'm always working on stuff and teaching at the real school and teaching on, I teach people all over the world on Skype, and I have people that come to my house and stuff like that. And I love teaching. Some people hate it. Some people resent the fact, they're like, oh dude, I have to teach, blah, blah, blah. Like, I love it. Because you know, it makes me so good. You know, I worked at record companies. When I got out of college, I worked at Virgin Records, I worked at Sanctuary, so I got to work with artists that I loved. The Rolling Stones, you know, Meatloaf, Janet Jackson, Iron Maiden. But like, I wasn't happy because like, my chops sucked. I worked 80 hours a week, I never practiced. I'd pick up the guitar and I'd be like, oh my God, dude, I sound terrible, you know? And I had to walk away from it. I got offered a job straight out of college. You know, I majored in business. If you guys don't know, I majored in business at the Berklee College of Music, and I got offered a job at a really big management firm, like straight out of college. And sometimes I still kick myself. I was like, dude, I should have took that. But they had all these bands, like, you know, Pretty Ricky, which is like a boy band rap group. And they had like, you know, Wu-Tang Clan and all this stuff, and that's fine, man, God bless you, but I just didn't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, if I do this, I'm gonna like go insane. I gotta listen to what I like, I gotta play what I like. You know, I'd rather make way less money and be happy. You know what I'm saying?
Good man.
Yeah, thanks, bro. So, but I enjoyed it. You know, I loved working at labels. I loved the excitement, and it taught me so much that I'm able to use in my career. You know what I mean? I know how to talk to people. I know how to get things done. I know how to pull strings. You know, you have to. You have to. If you're going to be successful in music, you have to be like Dave Mustaine, dude. Like that dude is a really smart guy. He knows the business inside and out, backwards and forwards. You know, he may not act like it, but he does. Gene Simmons from Kiss. Say what you want about that dude. That dude is a genius. Because he gets people to buy the same things over and over again. Here's the Kiss Greatest Hits CD. Here's the Kiss blah blah CD. It's the same songs. He's selling the same 50 songs over and over and over again. But he's brilliant. And I've seen him in concert like 30 times. And I'd go see him tonight. I'm actually going to Mexico City to see him in a couple weeks because I got invited to, there's a festival called the Hell in Heaven Festival, and I'm doing press for Guitar World magazine. So it's like Korn and Kiss and Guns N' Roses and Testament and all this stuff, so it'll be fun. Any more? Yeah.
What are your favorite blues players?
Favorite blues players?
Like artists.
You know what, man? There are the three. I know Walter Trout. Walter Trout, if you don't know who he is, he's an unbelievable blues player. he played with like the Isley Brothers, Bo Diddley, and this dude was a side man for like everybody. He's ridiculous. And I'll say what he said, which is true. He's like the three kings, you know, Albert King, Freddie King, B.B. King. That's kind of like the holy grail for blues, I think. You know, those three guys, if those are the only three guys you studied for blues, you'd be a monster. I mean, probably my favorite is B.B. King, and he's not even like, he can just hit one note, and you're like, yeah, dude, that's awesome. You know what I mean? I've seen him in concert. He'll come out and be like, you know, and it's like, you know, he doesn't even have to try it. Like, he's just so good. He's got that tone in his hands. It's beautiful. And then I like some lesser known guys like Albert Cummings and who else? Matt Schofield and, you know, some of those guys. Howlin' Wolf. I mean, the list goes on. Bo Diddley. There's so many good ones. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, what about Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Oh yeah, how could I forget Stevie Ray Vaughan? Jesus, Stevie Ray Vaughan, unbelievable. Of course. Ted Nugent. I read an interview. Him and Stevie were buddies. And he went over to Stevie's house, and Ted Nugent picked up his guitar, and he was, Jesus, he's like, how do you play this? The guy played 15s. That's how big his strings were. Just to give you know, I have 9s on. I play 9s, sometimes I'll use 10s, whatever. But Stevie Ray Vaughan had 15s, and he could play them and make them sound the way that he made it sound. So that dude was pretty crazy. And he was a great singer. You know? You had the originators, you had the guys that invented that stuff, and then Stevie Ray kind of took it all, put it in a blender, made it even better. So yeah, you gotta love that guy. And you know, and then you got newer guys like Johnny Lang and Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Those guys are great too. So can't go wrong, man. Yeah, the blues is great. Steve Vai can play about anything. Yeah, he went to Berkeley. He got the gig in Frank Zappa, like straight out of Berkeley pretty much. And yeah, I don't know how well versed he is in the blues, but the guy's a great player. And then you've got somebody like Joe Bonamassa, who's like huge now. You know, I mean, that guy he's probably the biggest guitar player in the world right now. The guy just put out like 5 live albums on the same day. And they're begging him to be in the Allman Brothers. That's because the two guys in the Allman Brothers just quit.
I think something on Steve Vai that when Steve Vai was auditioning for Frank Zappa, Frank Zappa turned him down because he asked him to play reggae. He did it, and he asked him to play reggae at 7/8. Couldn't do it. Did Frank Zappa also do some blues too? No.
I have no idea. He played for David Lee Roth. I really love his stuff with David Lee Roth. And then you have a guy like when Steve Vai left David Lee Roth, he had a guy named Jason Becker. Jason Becker's another one who is just unbelievable. And there's a movie called Jason Becker, Not Dead Yet. You guys should watch that movie. It's a truly inspirational story. I'll tell you real quick if you want to hear it. But he was a young guitar player, hot on the scene, like really, everybody was going crazy over this dude. He was playing for David Lee Roth. He could have got any gig he wanted. And then he got Lou Gehrig's disease. And he was basically handicapped, like within a year. And they're like, dude, you'll never play again, blah, blah, blah. But he didn't let it stop him. They're like, you're lucky if you live 2 or 3 years. And his family took really good care of him. He's still alive 20 years later. It's like 20, 21 years later, the guy's still alive. And he makes music. His dad said, I'm not giving up on him, dude, there's no way. And he worked out this system where he can communicate with his eyes. Like he can look a certain way from left to right or whatever, and they know what he means. He still makes music on the computer. Like he'll tell them what he wants, and they'll punch it in 1 note at a time. The dude's still composing. I mean, that's like a truly inspirational story. So, and Jason Becker, look up YouTube videos of this guy. This guy would be like ripping, playing with a yo-yo. That's how good he was. And yeah, there's a guy named Marty Friedman who used to play in Megadeth, and Jason has a collaboration on that new album that's coming up. So to me, man, like, if I'm ever having a bad day, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm having the worst day in the world. I try to remember people like that and be like, dude, shut up. You got nothing to complain about. You're alive, you're kicking, so just be grateful. But, I still find inspiration in guys like that. They're great players. So What's up?
Earlier we talked about Van Halen. You don't play Eruption.
Do I know what?
How to play Eruption.
I have not practiced it in a long time. I'll do like a really lame version of it for you if you want. Hold on a second. I'll play it my way. Whoa. It's in short, don't worry. Hold on just a second. Yeah, Van Halen's one of my favorite bands, man. I've seen them so many times. I've seen them with Sammy Hagar. I've seen them with Ross. They're just amazing. Every time I've seen them, they're so good. It's good to see Eddie healthy again because I seen him on one tour where he was a major alcoholic for a lot of years, and I saw them, and he had mouth and throat cancer, and he was smoking on stage, and he looked absolutely horrible. But he played like maybe 75% of what he's capable of. His 75% is better than most people's 110, but still, it's sad to see somebody that you know is so great suffer like that. But I'm happy to say I saw him about 6 months ago up in New Hampshire, and the dude's totally clean. He's quit everything. He looks great, and he played better than I've ever seen him play. So it's very cool. So here's what I remember of it. I haven't played it in so long, dude. But that's a good one to study. Go home, get the tab for that, and like, even if you know, when I was a kid, I was like, dude, I'm gonna play that. I don't care how long it takes me. And I would sit there and just, go from one little section to the next. But here's sort of like a, teachers who was around when he first came out, nobody was playing like that, like not even close. And he said he was in his car and he had to pull the car over and just be like, because you have to take yourself to that time when nobody had heard anything like that.
I love how you play insanely and then just stop and pretend it's nothing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I've been doing it a long time. I should be halfway decent by now. Yeah.
So you were saying that's a good piece to practice and exercise. How important is it to take a piece and learn it note perfect? And then how do you get from that to kind of have your own thing about sounding like?
That's a really great question. There were pieces where I would learn them note for note perfect, like say like Flying High Again by Randy Rhoads. That's a solo that I just really love. And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't dare touch that and do anything to it. You know what I mean? It's perfect the way he plays it. I'll play it verbatim the way he does it. Or Crazy Train, which we're going to do here in a little bit. Like, I play that verbatim as much as I can. I put my own little spin on it in spots, I do. But I play it pretty close, 90% maybe. And, I would work out little spots like that. And like you said, just focus on the little idiosyncrasies. George Lynch, who I talked a little bit about earlier, he was telling me how he kind of got his own sound was kind of by accident, because he was trying to emulate guys like Jimi Hendrix or Jeff Beck or Eric Clapton, and he couldn't play like that. So he would do these kind of like not so good versions of them, and he worked out a really interesting. He had his own spin on it. So when George plays, it's him right off the bat. Like nobody sounds like that. His phrasing is very unique, very interesting. And he's such a great artist for those reasons that I spoke about, is you take something from everybody. You open-minded, you stay open-minded. And I love his playing. But, you know, I think you have to inject your own personality into the playing, you know? Like there's great players like Guthrie Govan, who I've played with and stuff. Guys like that who, they have a really good sense of humor, and they'll inject that sense of humor into their playing. Or like Matthias Eklund, he's a Swedish guy. He'll inject some of those quirky, odd things that he does, and it fits his personality. You know, so I think you have to find what sets you apart and just do that as much as you can, you know. I hope that answers that. Cool, so if there's not any more, we'll do our big rock out session and call it a day, or what do you think? Any more questions, or did we kind of cover everything? Yeah.
When you're designing one of your signature model guitars, what level of detail do you get into usually with the features?
On this one here, you know, we're going to get really, really involved in it, because they're going to take me to the factory in Burbank, and we're going to hand sand the neck. So we'll be there for 8 hours, just like, you know, they'll sand the neck a little bit, I'll mess with it, they'll take it, they'll sand it again, until we get it perfect. And then with the pickups, I really love the pickup configuration that's in this. I basically went back and forth with Seymour Duncan and said, okay, here's my favorite players in the entire world. Here's my favorite albums in the entire world. You know, I like the lead sound of this guy. I like the rhythm tone of this album. And we went back and forth, and they customized these for me. And this is kind of the starting point. And then from there, you know, I'm going to find, what do I want to add to these? What do I want to make different? So that's kind of where we are with the pickups, and it'll be the same with the guitars. The body styles, I think the bodies are perfect. I don't need to do anything, because they fit nice against you when you're playing. They're very easy. So other than that, I mean, it's just really making sure that the parts are what I like. You know, I have to have a guitar that'll stay in tune really good. That's a must. I don't care what it looks like, it has to stay in tune. And so first and foremost, you know, we got to use good parts. This is a company called Goto, and they make great stuff. There's a lot of good stuff out there, but, you know, so I'll get involved in that aspect of it, the pickups, all that stuff. We'll probably do a special kind of inlay on the neck. You know, we'll do some kind of cool inlay design, something like that. So, you know, go back and forth until I'm happy with it, and then it'll be cool. And I love that we're going to do a V, because early in my career, you know, I was known for Vs. I played a Gibson V all the time. And so this will be cool for those people that, you know, and I kind of miss playing a V too. So it'll be cool to have a very cool, modern, sharp kind of V that is metal but classic at the same time. You know, I like the way they play, I like the way they sound, so it's all good. Hope that answers that. You got one too?
Yeah, do you listen to any like indie or alternative music?
Indie or alternative music? You know, when I was younger, I really liked, I was hanging out with this dude that was really into Nirvana. So I was into, you know, I thought they were cool, and then I liked Mudhoney, which is sort of like, without Mudhoney, there would be no Nirvana. Nirvana kind of like stole their thing and just made it better, you know? What'd you say?
I think it was the Melvins.
Well, they took from the Melvins too, yeah. But, you know, I like all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, if you went through my iPod, you'd probably be surprised. But, any more?
Yeah.
What's up?
Before you went to Berkeley, where was your guitar level at? And where you are now, do you find that most of the best players that you know have been through a formal program playing guitar?
My playing before I went to Berkeley, I was already really good. Like, I was already well-versed, because I played so much all the time, you know? I went to this little summer program that they do, and it was fun. And, you know, I got like a partial scholarship to go. And I'll tell you an interesting story. So I got the scholarship, and I was like, dude, I don't want to go to school for 4 more years. Like, you know, like, I was on my last year of high school, and I was hating it. And I won a contest to hang out with Megadeth, which was one of my favorite bands, live in the studio while they did like an acoustic set. And I got to meet Dave Mustaine, one of my big heroes, you know, and he sat there and talked to me for like 20, 30 minutes. He's super cool. And I was like, Dave, what do you think, man? Like, what would you do? And he's like, man, he's like, you'd be stupid not to do that, basically is what he said. So, he's like, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. He's like, you know, somebody's trying to give you something for free. He's like, something that cool. He's like, you better do it. And so I took those words to heart, and I was like, okay, cool. This dude knows what he's talking about. So I had to, I did some school loans and stuff like that to finish paying for the rest of it. And I went, and I loved it. So it made my playing better overall, you know. But I was happy with where I was. I could have went into music and made a career out of it, and you know, I could, but I wouldn't be nearly as smart. I wouldn't know the business as much. I wouldn't know theory at all. I was not a theory guy. When I went to Berkeley, when you enter, they give you like an entrance exam to see what kind of where you are. And they rate you from like 1 to 8, I think it is. So you'll have like improvisation, you know, reading, blah, blah, blah. Most of my stuff was like 7 and 8, and my reading was like 1. My reading would have been -20 if they could have put it. And I'm still not a great reader, you know. I was around when ADD wasn't even a thing, but I bet if you judged me, like I guarantee I have it, because you know, like I would be reading, I'd get so bored, I'd be like, man, this sucks, and I just start ripping, you know. I start writing riffs, because I like to be creative. I don't want to read, you know, Mary Had a Little Lamb or something. But, so I can read enough to get by. But I loved Berkeley for a lot of different reasons. There was things about it I didn't like as well. You know, it's not for everybody, but I really enjoyed it. And you have to do something called ear training, where you have to be able to look at a piece of music, you have to be able to sing it perfectly in solfege, which if you guys don't know what that is, that's like mi, fa, sol, so, so, la, fi, fa, mi, fa, mi, re, do, and you have to conduct while you do it. You know, it's not easy. So, but it was sink or swim, basically, you know? So I had to do it, and I got really good at it. And I really loved stuff like counterpoint, like classical counterpoint. I love studying that. And so I would do it, if I had it all to do over again, I would definitely do it. And I would probably have done a dual major and done recording as well. Because that's something now later in life that you realize how important that really is, learning how to record things. And you know, I rely on engineers for that. But it would be cool at some point to not have to rely on anybody and be able to know how to do it. So, but yeah, I love it. Any more?
I'm curious, regarding, since you went to the music business program, what are some things that prepared you for your career after going to school, and then what are some things that you didn't end up getting in school that ended up surprising you or changed your viewpoint on things regarding the music business after school?
Interesting. You have to be able to maneuver through all the different things that you're going to encounter. So I learned things like that. I learned, you know, who are the players in this thing? And who are the music intermediaries, if you will? You know, who are the people you're going to have to deal with? And that's publicists, managers, booking agents, you know, record company dudes, executives, big egos, huge egos, all that kind of stuff. And you have to just get really, really good at dealing on a personal level with people, all types of different people. Because you're going to have guys that are really, really easygoing. You're going to have guys that are, you know, really, really tough, you know, all kinds of stuff. So, and I was terrible when I started out. You know, you're not good. I don't think, some people are born with it. Everybody has like natural kind of God-given talents, I think. That, you know, like, and some people are just born with being good communicators and being good networkers and that sort of thing. And I was not. I was the guy who I was trying to talk to somebody, they're like, dude, get out of my face. You know, just please, I'm in the middle of something here. You know? But you hone those chops exactly the way that you hone these chops. You know, it's trial and error. You get knocked down, you get back up. You know? It's just like in life, you know? You know, to be successful in life or music, I think you just got to keep getting back up. Don't let it bother you. You know? I read a really cool book by Gene Simmons, and he's like, dude, 90% of the things you do are going to fail. Get used to it. You know? But he's like, if you have a lot of different lines in the water, you're going to catch something. You know, so I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that. So, but you have to just be tough. You got to grow rhinoceros-type skin to be in the music biz. You know? I don't read all the, like, there's all these little YouTube hater type, you know, 99.9% of people on the planet are cool, but you can let that 0.1% kill you if you want. But I refuse to. So I just, like, I live in the positive world, not the negative world. I just don't let it enter my consciousness. So, where was I going with that? You got to just get tough. You got to learn how to talk to people, what you want, and how to get it. And also, what are you offering them? Like, are you even, you have to understand what your brand is. You know what I mean? You have to, if things aren't jiving for you, you might have to just ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? Like, why is this dude getting this stuff and I'm not? And you might have to just reassess things. And some people don't like that. Some people are stubborn and they don't want to admit, maybe it's me. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm the one that's not good enough, or maybe I'm the one that's taking this too personally, or blah, blah, blah. But, and then something that I learned, the second part of your question, something that I learned outside of school, I guess, is just how crummy people can be. You have to use your instincts. You have to realize there's going to be people looking to rob you blind. Not everybody's nice like, we are, So, it's like that old thing, we're not in Kansas anymore, Toto, you have to just realize there are bad people out there and you have to stay away from them and gravitate toward the good ones. And in my encounters, I would say 95% of people are very cool in the music biz, but it's that 5% that kind of ruins it. But, like I said, don't let it ruin it, you'll be all right. You can get the same education pretty much with books. There are really great books you can read, but there's also that, that one-on-one interaction that you learn from somebody. So I've learned a lot from different people over the years, different mentors and whatnot, and you just never give up, you never stop learning, Any more? Let's rock. All right, where are my players?
Wait, I have a question.
Sure.
Do you have any, women guitar players that you look up to?
I really, really love this player named Annie Grunwald. She's a really good friend of some of ours, like some of my musician buddies are here. Her name is Annie Grunwald. She's a Berkeley girl, and she has a metal band called Formless, and they're playing at the Boston House of Blues Monday, March 3rd. They're opening for Animals as Leaders, which is a big heavy metal band. And she's great, dude. I mean, she puts most guy players to shame. I mean, she's ridiculous. She's a great player. She's a great writer, great composer. She plays piano like insane. She's a great singer. I produced a track for the new Michelangelo album called Juggernaut, and she's somebody that I'm definitely getting her on this, and she did a really killer solo. So Annie, I always thought Lita Ford was really cool. Do you know who Lita Ford is? She's like the queen of metal, she's like really cool, tough, beautiful blonde woman. She just gets up there and takes over, dude. She's awesome. Wendy O. Williams from the Plasmatics. I think the Plasmatics was the name of the band. Yeah. She was this really tough, crazy, she had a big mohawk and stuff, and she was really cool.
Joan Jett?
Yeah, Joan Jett's amazing. Yeah, Joan Jett and Lita Ford were in a band called the Runaways. They were sort of like the first big all-girl hard rock band. So look up the Runaways, they're awesome. Who else? Jennifer Batten played for Michael Jackson. Orianthe's another one. She played for Michael Jackson, and now she plays for Alice Cooper. So she's another good player. A lot of great female musicians out there. That stigma is not around anymore. If anything, they're more accepted than we are. Who else? I know there's some good ones I'm forgetting.
The band War Paint, they're very good. All.
Oh, cool. There's a Brazilian metal band called Nervosa, and those girls are really cool. They're really tough and gorgeous and play really great, so it's fun.
But Drain STH.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yeah, they were really cool. One of the girls is married to Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath now, which is interesting.
I saw them at Ozfest a while back.
Oh wow,
unbelievable. Yeah.
So that's cool. There was another, Veruca Salt. You ever heard of them?
Oh yeah.
Veruca Salt was awesome.
What about Nancy Wilson?
Kitty was cool. Oh my God, how could I forget? Yeah, Heart, Nancy Wilson. Ann's like the greatest singer of all time. Nancy Wilson's unbelievable. So.
Doro Pesch.
Doro Pesch, of course. Yeah, she's like the European queen of metal. Yeah. Like in Europe, she is king. But I mean, in the States, not many people know who she is. So. Any more?
Janis Joplin?
Of course, yeah.
Do you listen to any Alina Steinman?
Who is it?
Alina Steinman.
I don't think I've heard of them.
It's she does a lot of music for games, but she does like.
How do you spell?
The last name is S-I-E-N, man.
I'll look it up. No, I don't know. That's cool. Awesome. So let's bring up my players here. I've got some really great musicians from the school. You know, some of these guys teach here. Most of them teach at the other school in Burlington. And great players. And I'm excited to have them here today, so it's going to be cool. We're going to do like, you know, we talked about the craft of music. Now we're going to show you the craft of music and like in the context of a performance, you know. And so it'll be fun. And then afterwards we can hang out and all that good stuff and, you know, talk, whatever you want to do. On the drums, I've got Evan, really amazing drummer. He teaches at the Real School Burlington. If you guys ever need drum lessons, he's the dude. He's awesome. Steve Lowell, he's a student. He's taken lessons from me in the past, and he also studies with Eric Ringstad, which is our really amazing jazz teacher over at the other school. Joe Gettler is a really great friend of mine. He's in a Boston metal band called Razor Maze, and they have a great new album out, so check that out. You can get it on iTunes and all that stuff. Great player, really good friend. Rich Podger, he's a teacher at the Real School Burlington. And later in the set, I have one of the greatest singers of all time, seriously. Like, I mean, this woman is unbelievable. And I'm honored that she would come here and do this today. She teaches at the other school with me. The first time I did a concert with her outdoors, it was about 1,500 people. It was the 4th of July celebration kind of thing. And so I had her fresh in my mind. She was so good. And I get all kinds of emails from different people because of my Berkeley affiliation, you know, and I hear about different opportunities going on. And Sony Records was looking for someone to sing on a Bob Marley tribute album. I think it's called Is This Love? I think it's called. And I was like, Lydia, dude, you need to go audition for this. And she went to audition. She sang for about 10 seconds, and they're like, next. And so she was like, oh, dude, I sucked. I'm not going to get it. And then the next day they call her. They're like, you were unbelievable. We want you to sing on the whole album. So, so that was pretty cool. So that's a Sony Records Latin release that is worldwide. It's all over the place. It's doing really well. And yeah, wait till you hear her sing. Oh my God. So cool. So I think we're going to start with, so I need Evan, Dave, Steve, and I think that's it. Cool. We're going to tune, and then we'll rock out for you. Yes. Thanks a lot, Steve. You in tune, bro?
I gotta drop it down.
Oh, all right. Good to see you. We're gonna tune for this, right? I really appreciate you guys coming out. So thanks for coming down. I hope it's been a fun time. And somebody's going to walk away with a really killer Legator guitar today. Well, actually, we're going to have to ship it to you if we don't have it. But somebody's going to win a guitar. We've got a speaker that's awesome. We've got some Guitar World DVDs. We've got a bunch of cool stuff. And thanks to everybody at the Real School for doing such a great job with this. Schenker. You guys should really check out Michael Schenker, dude. If you like Metallica, Megadeth, any of those guys, so many people come from Michael Schenker. There's such a big influence. They were influenced on him so much. So we're gonna do one of his songs. This one's called Lights Out. Really, really good stuff. Here we go.
Howdy.
Thank you.
lights out in real school. How can the kids read with the lights out? It's okay, I'm having fun. How about you guys? Thank Dave for asking me to play. Thank God, I love this guy.
He's great. So we're gonna give some stuff away, I guess.
Just take a moment and give a few pieces away. We're going to tease it through the rest of the jam today. So I got a few things here though to start off with. So we have the Eminence hat for Noah Singer. So stuff out. Let's see. We have a great Dangerous Guitar black T-shirt for Lou Silva.
Dangerous Guitar, just so I forgot to actually give them a plug, but what they are is, it's a teaching service that I work with, and it's a yearly subscription. It's very cheap, and it's awesome. It's like me, George Lynch, Tony McAlpine, Billy Sheehan is like one of the best bass players ever. There's like a lot of great instructors on there. We have a lot of good lessons, so that's something cool to check out.
Another black T-shirt for Terrence. Dangerous Guitar. Cool. Let's see, in the white, we have a couple white Dangerous Guitar T-shirts. Hunter Boudreau. So we go home with one of those. And Stephen Javelis. And we got Eminence classic T-shirt, black T-shirt. Goes to Casper. Look, actually, we're view streaming, so actually he's an online winner. All right. That's cool. We'll ship it out to you.
What was that again?
We got a couple of cool. That's Casper. And a couple of cool vintage T-shirts from Eminence. Christian Zanes. Christian Zanes. And Ewan. Where are you, Ewan? There you go. A whole bunch of T-shirts. All right, we're going to hold there, listen to a little bit more music, and we'll give a few more pieces away. Thanks, Dave.
Cool. So one of my favorite entertainers on the planet. I've seen him way too many times, but he's amazing. You can never see this guy in concert enough, really. But I've seen him in Black Sabbath, and I've seen him on his own. And he's fantastic, Ozzy Osbourne. So we're going to do a little Ozzy for you. It's really fun.
Ozzy at the real school.
I just forgot, we were gonna have Raleigh on that, but I totally spaced it, dude. I'm sorry that we forgot. Next time. Next time. So now we have one of the greatest singers in the world. No joke. This girl's amazing. Lydia Harrell. It might take us a sec to set up for these next two, so just bear with me for a sec.
Isn't this fun though? Come on. Come on. My favorite place, real school. I used to teach at the one in Burlington. It was a lot of fun, you know? A lot of good friends, a lot of good times, a lot of good students. I used to call it the real cool. Because I tell my friend Tom, who owns the school, I say, you should change the motto to real school is real cool. But I don't think that will fly.
Am I on? Oh, hi. Hello, everyone.
You're live.
I'm live.
I teach at the Burlington location as well. I teach voice. It's fun. He's right. It's cool. It's real cool.
They have an awesome coffee machine.
They have that one.
Oh, and I just learned that they have an awesome one here too. Yes. Really heats the tea up good, man. Good for the high notes.
I just want to thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Dave's been good to me.
Where's my hug? That's late. I can feel the love though.
Right on.
Ready.
Go south, brother.
Used to be so easy to give my heart away.
What are we doing next, Dave?
I already told you, Kiss is my favorite.
Favorite band, right, Dave?
So we're gonna do Slayer.
So we're gonna
Lydia doesn't mean Angela down.
Dave said really fast, if you can name 18 Kiss albums in less than 30 seconds, he'll give you the guitar he's playing right now. Go. Ah, you guys blew it. Can you name one?
Rock and roll over.
Oh my God! Good album, 1970s.
the story of my life. When I'm warmed up, it's time to go.
All right, let's give away some rest of some cool stuff. So let's see. We have a pack of Dario strings and a dangerous guitar shirt going to Justin Mojita. There he is. Ultimate Guitar DVD. Kaylee Thompson. Which is a Ustream one, right? Cool.
Streamer.
So we'll ship that out to you. Shredding the Envelope CD from Dave Reffett, which he, I'm sure, will be happy to sign for you if you're on there. Let's go into Cindy. Cindy, nice. There's some great stuff on that. I've heard of it.
What do we have coming up to win?
So now we have three items left. We have an Eminence Legend speaker. Dave personally plays through. This is for Georgine. Georgine Grissom.
So we've got it out in the lobby.
It's got some weight. It's out in the lobby. We'll give it to him on the way out. We have a very cool Yamaha THR practice amp. And let's see, it's going to Mikhail Morin. Mikhail Morin.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And last but not least, I think we can give this to, we'll let Dave announce this one. The Legator Ninja Guitar.
Lucky guy.
Order 2. Let's see. Just in case they're not here.
Okay. Jerry Colton.
Jerry here?
Jerry here? Is that a Ustream person?
No, it is not.
That's not a Ustream person?
No.
Terrence XIAO. I don't want to butcher that name.
That's okay. There.
We don't have it here, but we're going to ship it to you. So we're going to get with these guys, get the address, how sign it if you want, or it'll be worth less money if I sign it, so don't worry. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. We had a good time, so thanks for letting me come here and geek out about guitars and stuff. So awesome. And we can talk and hang out. What do you guys want to do? What's that?
Bike is awesome.